Hello. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am Lolling Lisa, hoping to lull you into a state of relaxation, sleep, or just entertainment through ASMR. Is that backwards? I'll never know. Welcome, 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 welcome. Today I am in a different position than usual. Typically I'm sitting over there with my back this way. Now I'm standing. This is usually where I record a lot of my green screen. And I wanted to record green screen today, but I pulled my back. I felt a lot of bad back pain coming the past month. And then yesterday I woke up and I couldn't walk. So it's comfortable for me to stand or lie down, but sitting is really painful. And I have to record videos. So I really wanted to record some videos for you. I really wanted to do green screen, but I'm just not up to the movements of the acting and lugging the green screen and setting up the lights and all that. So I hope you don't mind, but I still really wanted to hang out together and record a video. So today's video is exciting, and again, before I get to it, I'm going to talk just a tiny little bit first. But in the comment section, I'll put a loop for you to just jump right into this. But I asked you all in the community tab if you have a scary or unexplainable, like spooky, creepy story or thing that happened to you that you want to share with us, because I will read your story in a future video coming up very soon. As soon as I feel like I have enough stories, I'll close the community tab. I'll let you know, and then I'll record the video. So this video is very similar to what that video is going to be, but this video I'm going to be reading random strangers' Reddit threads of scary experiences, and that video I'll be reading yours. I did a video like this last year and you all gave me such spooky and creepy stories. It was great, so I'll link that in the description box if you want to check it out. But so yeah, without me talking too much, it's been sort of a whirlwind of a month. And it ended in some back pain for me, so I'm slowly just trying to take it easy and get better. And yeah, sitting down to do my makeup was not very easy, but it was necessary for this video. Without further ado, I'm going to lower the brightness on my screen. And I'm going to read this Reddit thread. It's quite old, to be honest. It's 9 years old, but it's the best one. At first glance, it seemed as though it had the most stories and the shortest stories, so I can read a bunch for you. And the topic is, what is your most disturbing, scary, or creepy real story? So there's quite a few people who gave their stories in. I'm going to read as many as I can, but of course they're sorted by best, so I'll be reading the best. As a plane goes overhead. Can you hear that plane? Alright, so I feel like I talk a lot, but in all honesty, it's been a while since I've just done a casual video hanging out with you, and I really miss you all so much. Maybe I should have made another chatty video first, but I digress. Anywho, it's October. And I want to get into like the creepy spirit. You know, October for me feels very cozy, but also there's like a creepy element. So yeah, let's just scare each other. I haven't read any of these stories, so they're going to be a surprise for the both of us. And I do apologize if you've already heard these before. They are older. So the first story is by a deleted author 9 years ago. And this person said, a few years ago, I was walking through the woods off the beaten track a bit, and I smelled smelled this really overpoweringly sweet smell. Being nosy, I pulled back the undergrowth to have a look and found a dead body. The guy had clearly been there a while and wasn't looking great, all swollen and green and black with various runny bits. The local wildlife had also been dining well for a few days. Okay, I realize now that I should have prefaced this. If you are squeamish and you don't like scary things and you're triggered easily, don't watch this video, okay? I'll continue. I called the police, who told me to wait with the body until they arrived. Being in the middle of nowhere, it took a while for them to arrive, and it got dark, and I was just sat there in the dark with him for a long time. It turned out he had committed suicide. For a long time afterwards, I had dreams about him, and he would talk to me and not nice things. Mainly about how he was angry I had disturbed his resting place and he wanted me to kill myself. Probably just my imagination, but all pretty disturbing at the time. He still turns up in my dreams from time to time, and no doubt will be tonight after typing this. That's very sad and very creepy, and hopefully that's not triggering in any way, but I just want you to know that life is definitely worth living. Life is a journey of happy moments, sad moments. I mean, I've had actually the strangest past month where there's been some incredibly sad things that happened and incredibly good things that happened, and it just makes you realize that's life. It's like you're just riding a roller coaster of emotions, but it's always worth the ride, I promise you. Alright, no more pep talks now. Let's continue the scary stories. Next story, again, deleted author 9 years ago. This person said, about 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion party. Scary. Late at night, and the drive was about 2 hours. I didn't stay the night because I had to be back for work the following day. Most of the drive was on roads with dense bushes and trees on either side. The real creepy ones you see in a lot of movies. Anyway, I had been driving about 45 minutes, and I was starting to get really tired. You know how sometimes you just suddenly become really tired out of nowhere? Well, yeah, that happened to me. I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place that I felt I could park and safely sleep. Anyway, after it became clear to me that I wasn't going to find a place to pull up, and my tiredness wasn't going away, I did something very questionable. I pulled over to the side of the road onto the grass behind some bushes to try and hide my car from anybody else who was going to come past. The roads weren't empty. I came across another car every few minutes or so. I made a mental note that the time was 11:22, and then I fell asleep. Sometime later, I was awoken by a scratching sound. I looked at the clock, 11:50. The sound stopped after a few seconds, and because I was still extremely tired, I didn't bother looking around and simply went back to sleep. I was later awoken by the same sound, and it was now 12:40. This time it really freaked me out because the sound didn't stop. The thought ran across my mind that it was just an animal inspecting the car, but why would it return almost an hour after it had left the previous time? I looked in my rearview mirror and just managed to catch a glimpse of something running away into the forest. Now, at the time, I thought it was the damn hook killer, you know, the one that scratched that couple's car and then slaughtered the guy when he got out to investigate. F that, I thought to myself, so I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road, and as I came around it, there was an effing car parked off to the side of the road with the driver's side door opened. I don't know where this is going. I slowed down just to look to see if anyone was in there. There wasn't. Then I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see anything. All of a sudden, this guy comes sprinting around the corner. He starts screaming at me, shouting stuff like, hey you, get the F out of your car. Now, I noped the F out of there and sped off. I never saw the guy again. Moral of the story, don't effing sleep on the side of a deserted road. This person swears a lot. That's very scary. Oh my gosh. What would you do if you were in that situation? I don't even know. They say there's like fight or flight modes. I feel like I'm a fighter. But probably both of my sisters are flighters. So they would hit the road. They would just be gone. Okay, next. This next story is from Are Serious 9 years ago. A few summers ago, I went for a bike ride around midnight with a friend. We went our separate ways at the end of the evening, and I had about 2 blocks to ride back by myself. Because of construction, I had to ride on the sidewalk. But the streets were dead, but it wasn't a problem until right where I was about to turn left onto my street. There was this man walking by himself. Scary. Maybe 40s, a little bit scruffy, but not homeless. The sidewalk was narrow and I didn't want to freak him out, so when I got about 6 feet behind him, I said, "Hey, behind you," and he turned around and gave me this super angry look. I turned down my street and he started to follow me, literally screaming about how I was an effing C-word and he was going to kill me and all that. I live right off the corner and I didn't want him to figure that out, so I decided to do another loop around the block. That's not the scary part. The scary part is that when I looped back around and looked down the street, I saw him standing on my effing front stoop, staring out at the street like that. They swear a lot, like the effer knew I lived there. He saw me ride by again, but he didn't say anything. That is so scary. I ended up going back to the friends, but my bike got stolen from the alleyway by the house 2 days later. Edit. The guy in question was definitely not actually homeless. We have a large population of mentally ill in that area, unfortunately, so if I didn't think the sidewalk was too narrow to pass otherwise, I wouldn't have disturbed him. Half the scary part was that he looked pretty much completely normal for my area. That being said, I ended up texting my mom and she made the decision not to notify law enforcement until my bike was stolen. Someone standing at your front door. What this person did was smart, not to go to your house just so that they don't know where you live. But then seeing them standing at your front door is like the ultimate scary moment. Oh my gosh. That is so creepy. I'm glad this person is okay though. Alright, next. So this is another person called Jeebus Loves Murica 9 years ago. And this person said, very short, I posted this just a couple days ago on another thread 9 years ago. This isn't very interesting, but I woke up with blood gushing down my cheek when I was younger, and I didn't feel anything, but my face felt wet. So I went down to my parents' room and they freaked out. Till this day, we still have no clue what cut my face, but I needed 8 stitches next to my eye. We checked the sheets, pillowcases, pillows, edge of the bed, etc. Still no idea. That's so weird. Oh my gosh. To feel blood and need 8 stitches when you're younger just sleeping, that is so unusual. Hopefully you moved. I've been watching enough scary stories to know that you should move after that. Next, another short one from Jahone 9 years ago. They're all 9 years ago. I don't know why I keep saying that. So, I was sleeping and in the middle of the dream, a character of my dream who was doing something turned her head, looked at me very seriously and said, "There's someone in your apartment, wake up." I nearly had a goddamn heart attack and my apartment was empty. Oh, that gives me chills. I wonder if that was like something trying to warn you. But nothing, I suppose, was happening to you in reality, but that is so creepy. I had awesome parents who let me sleep in the living room on weekend nights when I was very young because my sister was a light sleeper and I could stay up until dawn. But of course, I always ended up sleeping on the couch because a nick at night made me tired. I don't know what that is. So one night I woke up to the prickly feeling like an instinct, just bolted into a sitting position and started out the front window, maybe stared. We lived in rural Georgia, so you can imagine the magnitude of trees. In perfect light cast from the moon, I see a silhouette of someone in this effing tree. The family dog dashes to the window and is snarling into the glass. Terrified, I run into my parents' room and try to explain to my parents that there is a strange person outside. Dad grabs something defensive and darts outside with the dogs to beat the wax off the hothead. I tremble in Mama's arms until Dad comes home and says he saw no one and to go to bed. I decided to sleep in my regular bedroom. I fill in my sister as to what's happened. Dad is making regular rounds in the house with a cup of coffee. We're all still and I finally think I can sleep. Nope, I notice the man outside my window. From what I can see in the moonlight, he gives me a shush signal, and runs away. Just turns around to run a straight line away. I swear I couldn't stop crying for what felt like hours. What? So you had a prickly feeling, you woke up on instinct, and you just bolted into a sitting position and stared out the window? Why did you do that? That's so weird. Oh my gosh. That's so creepy. That one really creeped me out the most, I think. There was one post that was removed. Oh, I wonder what that was. Okay, next post. This is from Can You Say Throwaway 19. My house sits farther back in the lot than most other houses. It is a strange layout as well. The sidewalk runs the length of the living room and ends at the front porch, which lets into the living room. Large windows that do not open allow great light to get into the living room, but at the cost of no privacy. The rest of my family was on vacation, and having the house to myself, I decided I would get smashed or drunk. Well, I pass out on the couch in the living room at about 9 when I realized I was too scared to walk back to my room. The couch is right underneath these big windows. I woke up suddenly, not knowing why. I had a severe case of the chills and I could not figure out why. I feel like I know where this is going. Then the banging started. It came from right above me. I did not move, but I opened my eyes and looked up at the window. Someone was standing there pounding on the glass. Without moving, I looked at the cable box. It was around 3 in the morning. The banging continues, then it stops suddenly, but I still did not move. Suddenly, it commences again, coming from 2 different directions now. Someone is banging on the window and another person is banging on the front door. They kept doing it. It would not go away. Finally, after about 40 minutes, they quit. It was the most terrifying event I can recall at the moment. It made me a nervous wreck. After that, I called a friend the next day to see if he would come over and stay for the rest of the week, and his response was, "What the F for? So we can both be murdered in our sleep?" I suppose in that case I would just go and stay at the friend's house. Wow, that is chilling. The weirdest part is that the person didn't really figure out why this happened, so it's just a mystery. Very creepy. Okay, next. This is from a deleted account. So, I was 17 and had just gotten my license. Side note, I just got my license and I'm way older than 17. So it's never too late for you all. I was a nervous wreck, stressed about getting my license. I postponed it for so many years. I finally did it. in Canada, it's like a 3-part thing. You have to get your written test, then the first road test, and then the second road test, which is also on the highway. So I recently, just literally days ago, did that. I've been a nervous wreck, honestly. And then I passed and I was so relieved. So if you've been putting something off for a long time, just do it. You'll feel so much better after. I promise. Okay, anyway, that just triggered me to go into that little spiel. But this person is 17 and they just got their license. Back in high school, my friends and I had made it a mission to find abandoned houses to throw parties in. That's kind of cute. We had a few good candidates, but the mother lode was this house I would pass on my way home from work. It was an undeveloped shell of a huge home with a large property in the back. I had told one of my friends about it, and one day before we went to see a movie, I took him to the house. It was about dusk in summer, so I had my headlights on. I pulled into the front of the house, and we were there for like 10 seconds tops before we pulled back to go to the main road. A minute later, this big truck pulls up behind us with its high beams on and riding our tails. My friend and I took note of it but paid no mind as we headed back to the main road. At the light, I turned right, but the truck cut through the gas station at the corner and blocked us off. Out of the truck comes this big hulk of a man, and my friend and I are shitting our pants. He raps on the window and I roll it down. Now the really freaky part is that this is a busy road and now there was no one in sight. He asks us what we were doing at the house, and I quickly lied and said we were making a U-turn. He stares at us for a few seconds, smiles, and sends us on our way. To this day, the house remains unfinished, and I'm convinced it's a drug operation of some sort. TLDR, don't go into abandoned houses, man. Okay, so that wasn't as creepy as it could have been, but that was interesting nonetheless. Alright, are you scared? These are fun. Some of them are creepy, scary, sad, interesting, so I like the mix. Next, this is from Moustache2258. When I was about 10, all of my cousins and siblings were over, about 10 of us there. The parents and grandparents were out for an adult dinner, so it was just the kids sitting around watching a few movies when all of a sudden the house shook and there was a large flash coming from the backyard. It felt as if a bomb dropped. We all heard, felt, and saw it, and as a pack we ran into the hallway. The eldest cousins in the group debated on calling the police but opted to call the parents. After a few moments we gained our courage and ventured out into the living room again, this time with weapons just in case. What kind of 10-year-olds have weapons? After half an hour with no other issues, the parents came home and thought we were insane. There was nothing wrong with the backyard and no neighbors reported anything. It's been 10 years and we still talk about it, trying to figure out what it was. That has been the scariest thing to happen to me by far. Interesting. There was a reply that was deleted. And I don't know what they were saying, but that's interesting. Alright, next story, it's pretty short. This is from My House is a Mess. I can relate sometimes. I once sat across from a guy who told me about killing his girlfriend, him cutting her into pieces and boiling her head. He explained why he killed her and wished he could talk to the parents so they could understand that what he did was a good thing. It wasn't. I sat with him for 45 minutes as he went into detail. It was the most surreal 45 minutes of my life. Source: worked in max security mental health facility. What the heck? Now I get the context as you work in a maximum security mental health facility. But that's still so creepy. Oh my gosh. It reminds me a lot of, are you watching the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix? I just watched the worst episode, probably. I mean, they're all horrible, but episode 6 was particularly difficult. I just watched that last night. Oh, it just makes me so mortified, so upset. And I wish I could understand why, I mean, you just don't know why. Anyway, it's a very entertaining series. It's perfect for October. It's very creepy, very scary because it's true, but it's not for the faint of heart. Like, each episode is sort of like hard to get through, so. But that reminded me a little bit about that. Okay. Next, this is from Arthur C. Okay, so this happened to me last summer when I was back at my parents' house during the holidays, so 10 years ago. It was around 3 a.m. and I was in my room on my computer when I got a call from my sister. Now that was already a little bit weird since my sister's room is just down the hallway from mine and she could have just come into my room. I went to pick up the call and it ended as soon as I reached the phone. I figured that she wanted to speak with me, so I got up and went to her room. As soon as I reached her door, she started screaming that someone was in the room with her, so I busted in and of course nobody was here. After she stopped crying, she told me that she woke up and saw a dark shadow just centimeters from her face, and that's when she screamed. So I told her that she called me. She told me that her phone is not in her room and that she was sleeping. Sure enough, her phone is actually downstairs in her purse. The weird part is that I have the log of her call on my phone, but she doesn't. Never managed to explain this one. That gave me the chills. That was a really scary one. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like I want a little bit more detail. Maybe the sister would explain a little bit better, but what is this dark shadow centimeters from her face? Like, what? Oh my gosh, I need to know more. That's so creepy. I'm glad everyone is okay. Okay, so the last, I think there's like 2 or 3 stories in the thread. I was reading one and it was quite long and it wasn't very creepy, so I think we're going to stop here for today. If you have scary stories, as I said, please share them with me in the community tab. You can find the community tab by going to my profile, Lolling Lisa ASMR, hitting the little community button, and then reading the post. And I asked you, I will probably pull it out just to show you so you can have a good visual. But I asked you basically, as I did here, to share similar stories. So if you have any scary experiences, please share them with me. If you just tap community, you can see this picture of pumpkin pie. I said I need your help. I don't want to point the finger at you. So I basically just asked you to share your scary, spooky, or strange, unexplainable experiences with me. So please do. I would love to hear from you. And I hope you enjoyed this little scary reading of a Reddit thread. If you have any Reddit threads or scary ideas for videos, leave them in the comment section down below. As always, I look forward to hearing from you. What, in your opinion, was the scariest story? I feel like the ones with the person like knocking on the window, or that person in the house with the sister and they ran in, and some scary things in there for sure. So these were scary, but were they the scariest stories ever? I'm not so sure. Thank you so much for being here with me, and remember, this is just for fun. Hopefully you weren't too scared by this, but of course, maybe you're watching before bed. In which case, let's just take a moment to be happy together and let float away all of this, negative energy of scary things. And just a reminder that the people in this story hopefully are all okay. And so are you. So be well, stay safe, and I do look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. Or if you have a story to share, please share it with me in the community tab. I'm going to be making a video soon where I read all of your stories. I've already had a few submissions and they're really good so far, so yes, very excited for that. But good night, sweet dreams, and as you watch this video, it will be my Thanksgiving long weekend. My family and I are going to rent a cottage, so hopefully that should be right there. So yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully my back gets better. Standing is the most comfortable position, but I can already feel it taking its toll on me. So thank you for being here with me, and stay tuned. Hopefully when my back gets better, I do have a lot of fun videos planned for the month of October, so I really hope I can get to them all. But be patient with me because I'm just trying my best to get better right now. So, sweet dreams, good night, and happy